If y'all have been visiting the website, I've been posting a lot of stuff about it's getting close to time to plant your potatoes. And that if you want to plant potatoes, you should have already bought your potato seed, not potato seed, seed potatoes. What seed potatoes are is a potato that you let sit for a while and it starts to make a sprout. And this is a potato that was planted last year, harvested around May or June, somewhere in there. It's been in the house ever since then, and it is now ready to plant. With the sprout coming off of it, we're going to plant this whole potato in the ground with the sprout up, and in a few months we'll have us a potato plant with more potatoes. But it's like this one here. I'm going to plant the whole thing straight down with the eyes pointing up. However, we have potatoes like this. You can't plant this one up. This one will be to the side. This one will be down. So what do? Just take yourself a knife and you cut that potato, and however many, now we can take this part, we can plant into the ground with the eye pointing up. Take this one, cut it. We're going to plant that one in the ground with the eye pointing up, and plant this one. So now off of that one potato, we are now going to get 3 seed potatoes. It's like this one here. We have this sprout, that sprout, that sprout. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it. Now we can put that in the ground with the sprout pointing up. Going to cut that one. Like if you have the 2 eyes, you just kind of cut it equally. So now some people take their potatoes and dip it in lime after they cut them, and I've heard that's to prevent the seed potato from rotting whenever you put it in the ground. Well, to get around the lime and it rotting, you cut the seed potato, or you cut the potato ahead of time, and you let it dry. I need to spread some newspaper or something on here, and you just let it sit on like this chopping block and let them dry. And then in another week or so, we'll be able to plant them. It's like this, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we're not going to be able to plant all of them, so let's just take it, cut that, just cut that big chunk off, and now I can plant that eye up. And just cut that, and plant that, and that one up. Since we have 2 sprouts here, you can take and cut that, and now we have 2 more potatoes, and that's how you work these. So we now have enough potatoes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Enough for 12 plants right there. And like these small ones, there's another small one. We just plant, instead of cutting that one, you just plant the whole thing with the eye pointing up. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15. This one here has 2 big eyes coming off of it, so we're just going to take and cut it right in half. 15, 16, 17. This one here has 3. Hang on just a second. That was the washer machine in the utility room. Just take and cut that section off. And there. Just cut it up equally. And now we have enough seed potatoes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 plants. Now each plant is going to make, I don't know, 4 or 6 potatoes. So we're looking at, let's say each one just produces, if only half of these make, say 10 of these sprout and actually grow a plant and produce 4 potatoes, that's 40 potatoes that we will have to eat. So if you have not got your potatoes yet, your seed potatoes, like this big potato here, this mongoloid looking thing, man, but there's no real wrong way to cut it. Like, I don't want to cut myself. Right there. And then I'll just plant that whole thing in the ground. It's like that one there. I could really just take that whole potato and put it in the ground and not even worry about cutting it because there's none on this other end. So, don't worry about cutting your potatoes if there's any right way or wrong way to do it. Like that right there. I'll just take it, I'll plant that whole thing down in the ground. Let it grow up. This one here, it's got an eye there and an eye there, so I'll just put it right down the middle between the two. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these potatoes dry for a few days. Now when there, I'll just plant that whole thing. We'll let these dry for a few days, and if you cut them like that, you might as well go ahead and plant them. Like that. That. Like that. There. Well, I should have left that one on there. There. See how easy that was? That's just ready to plant. But anyway, I'm going to let these dry for a few days. Now, how do you get seed potatoes? Is that you can buy them from the feed or fertilizer store. But I've got a little experiment going on here. See, I bought these last week. And they have got some, these are red skin, like an Irish potato, but they've got some little bitty sprouts, little bitty eyes. The warmer it is, the warmer the air temperature, the faster these will sprout. So if they're cold, if you've got them out in the shed, they're not going to sprout. They think it's still wintertime. And the old timers, what they would do is they'd take them and put them in something, a box or something, put some newspaper around them, put them underneath the bed. Now when your body heat, if you've got a heater in the room, it'll help them sprout to come out. I'm going to leave that one. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let these sit for a few days. I'm going to work up the garden, throw in some bone meal, and I may plant these next week. And then the red skin, I'm going to plant them in 2 weeks. But I'm also doing a little experiment of where I've got the potato suspended in a bowl of water with a couple of toothpicks. Now I've heard people say that this will work, that'll help get them sprouting or help them sprout faster, so I'll just have to wait and see. Another experiment that I'm doing is last week I took 2 potatoes that did not have any sprouts on them, cut them in half and put them into a bowl of water. And a week later, these have sprouts on them, and these will be ready to plant in just a couple of days, where the ones that were not in the water, they were bought at the same time. The ones that are soaking in the water have taller sprouts than the ones at room temperature. So just an idea, just some ideas for you. But anyway, whenever I get ready to plant all these, I'll do a video of tilling the ground up, throwing the fertilizer, and putting them in the ground. But until then, I'll see y'all later.